Hi, this is Mohammed Sadiq. In this session, we'll learn how do we create a dashboard in Power BI. Now, what is a dashboard? Dashboard is nothing but is a collection of multiple graphs and cards, which is representing the summarized data, as well as it can be a tables, and also the slices for having the interactivity, which can be placed in a single panel or a single canvas. So, with the help of which we as the end users can see the information from sales information or any information from the different dimensions. Okay, now when you see this particular thing here, okay, we have a sample dashboard here. So when you see here, we have the total sales, total profit, and the total quantity, and also have what is the percentage of profit. Okay, and we have some visuals here. So we have a bar chart which is representing the region wise sales, so where we can analyze the west region has done a very good sales compared to your south region has done the low sales. We have a pie chart representing the segment wise sales, and we see that again a consumer segment has performed more than 50% of the overall sales has been contributed. And we also see there is what is say the state by state map chart here, so which is representing which state has done how much of sales. Where we can easily analyze from this is California has done the highest sales and the highest profit. The big bubble is representing the high sales, and the dark green is representing the higher profit. And we see that the second is your New York with the slightly lower sales and the slightly lower profit, but profit wise, they both are done extremely very good. And we also see there is a subcategory wise sales analysis, sales versus the profit analysis here. So we understand from here is the phones and chairs have done a very good sales. Okay, but when it comes to profit, chairs have done a much lower profit than the phones. And we see that tables, even though the sales are good, but the profit is big negative. Okay, and when you see this particular copiers, the sales are average, or I can say rather below average, but the profit is extremely very good. So that means with very low sales, there is a high profit. And also we see that there are some products where the sales are very low, but still the profit is good. Okay, so this is what is the analysis. Here we are getting the subcategory wise, and we also have how the sales have been performed over a period of time. So here we see that month on month how the sales are been changing, and the trend line is indicating like the overall performance how it is happened for this particular 4 years of time. And we can also see there is a slicer here which is mainly used for filtering. Now, I want to filter for a particular year. So I want to know how the sales have happened in 2018. So when I select this, so all this particular value changes for the only 2018 sales. Okay, you can see the totals, even the chart, everything changes according to this particular the selection what we have done. So this is the purpose of using a slicer is to have an interactivity. We can see in 2018 alone, 18 alone, we have a sales instead of 2.3 million, we just have only 4 lakh sales and we have a profit of only 49,000. And when you see the quantity, we had 8,000 quantities sold in 2018, and the profit was 10%. And we see how the growth has happened from January to December in 2018. And you can see the tables was negative profit, and this when you see in 2018 phones have not only done a very good sales but a very good profit. And when you see the copiers were here, so low sales and a kind of not really very good profit. But when you see in 2019, so all those particular values are changing accordingly. The sales have reduced, but the profit hasn't reduced. And you can see the profit percentage from 10%, it grew up to 13%. Okay, and we can see from Jan to December, there is a sharp growth in 2019. So this is what is the analysis we are able to get it. Now, so I want to see this particular analysis based on the category wise. So I want to see each category wise how the sales have happened. So I can just filter this, what you say, instead of all the category, I'm interested in seeing only the technology sales. So when you select a technology, this shows only the sales with respect to technology. Okay, how the sales are happening. Or when I say furniture, this shows the sales of the furniture related, how exactly. So when you see here, the furniture, we have only a profit of 2%, whereas in the case of technology, we have a profit of 17%. You can see there's a big difference. So we have 8,36,000 sales and profit of 1,45,000. But when it comes to furnitures, we have 7,42,000 ka sales and profit of only 18,000. Only, well, it's not 1 lakh, it is only 18,000. So we see that overall only 2.5% profit, less than 2.5% profit. Okay, so we'll try to look into more details of this, but yeah, we'll see how do we create this kind of an interactive dashboard. Now, if I have to create this, so first I'm just using some cards here and the different types of visuals. So we'll just create this particular different visuals, okay, together, and we'll make a chart. So for this, I'll just add a new page, and first let us see how do we add this particular card. And this is the latest version card. It's called as a new card, where we have the sales, what is a measurable values, and also we have an image, and you can see the way it has been arranged. So let me go to the page here and I'll add a card. So when you want to add a card, we'll just get to the insert, and here we have a gallery. So here we have a new card. Okay, I want in the single row I'm just using. So in the sessions, we have already discussed about how do we add this new cards and things, right? So now in this card, I can have multiple, calculated values, summarized values. So I just want the sales. I want the sales. I want the profit. I can just hit on add. I want the profit. And I also want to add the quantity of sales, how much quantity is being sold. And I also want to add the profit percentage, which is a measure which has been created using a tax. So now we have this particular cards here. So it is displaying what is the total sales, profit, quantity, and the profit percentage. Now next is what I want to format this particular card so that we can display this particular numbers as well as the images also. Let us format this. So now to format this one, so I will just go to the format option here. I'll go to the more options. The first, we'll just set the callout value. Callout value is the numbers what has been displayed. I'll just go to the callout values here, and I'll just say, okay, the font size, what is there, 45. It's too big. I want to reduce this. So I'll just make it around 20. Okay, fine. And we have, okay, and I want the alignment to be on the right-hand side. Yes, okay. And what else I just wanted here? Okay, the labels, what is there? Sum of sales, sum of profit. I just say fine. So if I disable that, you can see there is no labels. I want the labels, okay, but I want the labels to be in the different positions. We can just go for it. So position above value, I say no, I want it below the value. So first I want to know what is the actual value and below that. Now, one more thing, what I want is sum of sales. Instead of sum of sales, I just want to say it's a sales, profit, quantity. So I don't want to say sum of sales. We know that default measures is your sum. Okay, so I do, instead of telling sum of sales, sum of profit, sum of quantity, I just want to say this is a sales, profit, and quantity. So if I want to modify this particular labels. Okay, let us see how do we do that. If I have to modify this particular label, so what is that we do is I want to, okay. Yeah. So now we have all the series here. So I just want to modify the sum of sales. Okay, the label, and you can give the text that you want. I just say sales. Label value as sales. So this should show as the sales. Yeah, it is showing there. Now I want for individual. Okay, so what I do here, I'll just change this particular in the series. I'll say which series you want to modify. I want to modify the sum of profit. I just say this is profit. Okay, and I say again, I want to go for and modify for quantity. I'll just say QTY. Should be good. And profit percent, I think that should be fine. And I want all those particular things. Okay, the font, what is there? So to be as dark black. And font size is 12. So I'll slightly increase this to 16 or so. 16 is too much. I think 14 should be good enough. With the bold thing should be good enough. Okay, fine. I've just modified this particular sizing so that we can have a good display. Okay, a decent display of the values as well as this. Now, next is what I want. I want to display the images. Okay, that is the image I want to add to this one. Okay, so in that case, what will I do is I'll go to this particular cards. Okay, these are individual cards here. So now again, I want to add the images for the individual card. Before that, you want to have a background color for this. I can just go to the fill and I can just give the kind of a color. I say light gray. Okay, so I just want to have kind of a light color full. Fine. So that is the fill. You want to have a shadow effects, you can just go for it. I think that is going to occupy the plot area. That looks good, but okay, use it only when you feel this needed. Okay, you can have these things. Now I say, yeah, I want to have the images. Okay, so I want the add image. When I go to the image here, so I've just enabled it. And when you go here, you can select the image. You know what I want is, see, if I select the image will be added for all the cards. I say no. I want individual card to have a different image. So again, what I do, I just select sum of sales. Okay, and what is the image you want? So we can just specify that image. So I'll just say browse. I have some images in my machine. So I'll just go for my location. Have some images of, okay. Say fine, I've just taken this from images from the net. So I just for say for the sales, I just want to have an image like this. Okay, a card, sales value, say open. Okay, so now you can see I'm just adding this particular image. And then what else we do? Okay, so now I want this particular image to be on the left. I can just keep it on the left. And yes, okay. And then we have this particular, what you say, padding. We can just remove the pad space. Okay, size is auto. We can just reduce it to some 60 points. Yeah, it's fine. That should be cool. Yeah, I just modified this. The same way, I think 50 should be good enough. 55 will give it a little bigger. Okay, so that is I've just added image. So now the same way I want to add an image for the profit also. So what I will do, okay, so I'll just select the series here as instead of sales, I'll just say sum of profit, and I can just add a different image. So I'll just take some for the profit. I think I should be taking this. Yeah, and I just want as fit. And I just want this to be as again a 60 points. And I want this to be on your left hand side. Okay, I think for this also. I just need to say this as fit. Fine. So now the same way, I just want to add an image for the quantity. I'll just do it for the individual series. So I'm just preparing the card here. So let me go to the sum of quantity. And I'll add one image for this also. So I'll just say browse, select image for quantity. I would like to have something like this. Good. Okay. And I'll just make this as fit. And I just want this to be on your left hand side. And I'll just say is points on 60 points pixels. Okay, resizing it. The same way, I will let me add even for the profit percentage. So individually, so this is how we can add, perform the individual formattings also. So I can just say browse and say profit percentage. I would like to have it something like this. Cool. But this, take it to the left and say this is around 60 points. Okay, the cards are ready now. Okay, now the cards are ready. So which is showing the total sales, profit, quantity, and the profit percentage. We are able to get it. Okay, so we have this information which has been presented here in the form of the cards. Hey, now next is what I want. So I want to have this particular visuals. So what we'll do, first we'll create the bar chart, which is representing the region-wise sales. Okay, so we'll just see one by one. So how do we do this? So if I have to create a bar chart representing the region-wise sales, so we know that we need to go for this particular gallery where I'll just say clustered column chart. And here on the x-axis, I'll take the region. Okay, I say region-wise. I want to know what is the sales. So I'm just taking the sales value for the region-wise, and we got this. Okay, and now apart from that, you want to do a formatting like I want to display the data labels. Yes, you can display the data labels there. I want to format the data labels. Yes, you can do those particular options here. Say all series for this values. So I'll just say I want to make it as good black, dark black, and slightly increase the font of this. Okay, so I think bold should be good enough. Yes, good. Okay, so let me keep this. Okay, so later we can do the arrangement, alignments, and so on. Next is I want to see the segment-wise sales as a pie chart. So I'll just go to this particular gallery. I'll say I want to display a pie chart, which is going to represent the segment-wise sales. Okay, so I want to see the segment. The legend is segment, and the values is a sales value. Yeah, so we have this particular, what is it, the segment wise, how the sales are being performed. So we have this particular data here. Okay, cool. So now the next thing is what I want. I want to represent a geographic map, which is going to show you the state wise how the sales are being performed. And now in that, I want to display the bubbles. The bubbles are representing the sales value, and the color of the bubble is representing the profit, okay, status. So like, if it is green color, high intensity green color, they are very good profit. Okay, a kind of orange color is a kind of what to say, the lower profit. And when it is come to red color, it's a negative profit. Okay, so wherever the profit is negative, we can see the text is the profit is big negative there. So I want to present this kind of a chart. So if I have to do this, so we know that if I have to add this particular map, so I'll just go to the map here, and I'll just say again, the location is, I just want to, we have to take the, what I say, geographic field. I'll take the state here, and then, yeah. So I want to size this particular bubbles. So I just say bubble size will be based on the sales value. I'll take the sales value there. So it has been resized based on the sales value. So we can just format this particular things. I'll just make this to 0 so that we can have a little bigger font size of the bubble. Fine, should be cool. So, and not only that, I also want to display the color to the bubble, telling that the profit and the loss. So if I have to do the coloring for the bubbles, what I do, I'll just go to the bubble colors. Okay, and here they have given a standard color. I say no, I'll go to the fx. That is, I want to color based on the value. So that is, I have to write a function here. Now here, I want to perform this as a gradient color, that is high intensity to the low intensity. And I want the coloring to be done based on the profit. I'll just select the profit. And then I say if the profit is high, I want a dark green color. Okay, and if the profit is low, I want as the dark red color. Fine. And I want to add a middle color here. If the profit is low, I just want to have some kind of a orange color. The yellow color should be good. Or yeah, I think yellow color should be good. Fine. The average, and I want to say the, what is it, mid value, I want to customize this to a value as 0. Okay, this how. So we have covered with all the things in the individual. So here I'm trying to color based on the profit. If the profit is high, it is a dark green. As the profit is reducing, the greenish color is reducing. And when the profit is 0, it will be something like this color, the yellow kind of color. And when the profit is negative, it is going towards the red color. And if it is big negative, so it is going to be a big loss. So there will be a dark red. Okay, so this is a kind of a color gradients I've just stored. So accordingly, we can see this particular chart bubbles will be filled with this kind of colors. So where we can see that profit is, California is not only done a very good sales, but also a good profit. Hey, in the tooltip, it is showing only the state name and the, what you say, the sum of sales, but it is not showing the profit. So if I want to get this one, what is that we do? So I'll just go to this particular cards tooltip. In the tooltip, I say I want to include the profit. So, and then you can see in the tooltip, it is showing not only the state name, sales, as well as it is showing the profit also. You can see this, all the information, so we are able to get it. Fine. That is, okay. So this is, we have created this particular geographic chart also. So we can do further customizing. Say I don't want this legends here. So I can just customize for this is, okay, format. I don't want to see the legends, but I want to format the data labels, which shows instead of this sales value, I want to show the category name. So what I will do here, I'll just go to this particular labels. Detail label. And here I just select the label content, category, and the date value, or category in percentage of the total. So it will show me the category name and the percentage of the total. You want this to be a bold. I want this to be as a dark black. We just want to increase this font. All those things we are able to do it. Fine, cool. This is done. Now the next thing is, what I want is I want to see the subcategory wise how the sales are being performed, and I want what I say the combo chart, which is also talking about the profit as a line chart. So when you see in this one, so there is a sales and also there is a what you say the profit which is showing with the line chart. So I want to display this one. So if I have to do this particular chart, so what is that I will do? I will just take the dual axis chart. So I'll just take this one is a clustered column chart, line and clustered column chart. So this is this one. So dual chart. Now what I do, x-axis, I want the sales. Okay. And the column y-axis, I want the, what you say, profit. Okay. So I just say line y-axis, a column y-axis. So now I say in the line, I just want to have the profit. So I'll select the profit. Okay. And let me go with this. Okay. Yeah. So now I just, okay, x-axis is nothing but your subcategory. So I need to take the subcategory wise sales. No. So I'll just take the subcategory on your x-axis. Okay. On your y-axis, what is that I want is for the column, I want to show the sales, and for the this one profit. Y line, I want to display the profit. In the column, I want to display the sales, and the profit, I want to display the line chart. Fine, it has been created. That's it. Okay. So see, like in the x-axis is the subcategory, the dimensions. I have taken the subcategory. Columns I'm displaying as the sales, and the line I'm displaying the profit. Okay, the chart is ready. So now what I want is this particular x-axis, what is there? The profit always is a lower value. So I will try to create another axis for the profit. Okay, so we have a secondary axis, just enable it. So we create the secondary axis, but you can see in the secondary axis, it is axis value starting from -20, and this is zero line. So where we see that this is the negative profits. So I want this to be adjusted to align zero. So what I do, I just expand the secondary axis, and here we have align zero. I'll just enable this. So you can see this is 0 for the profit, and this is the 0 for the sales. It is starting. So when you look into this particular thing, sales are always a positive number, but because sales can be 0 minimum. If there is no sales done, there's 0 sales. That's it. It can be a negative, cannot be a negative. But when it comes to a profit, there would have been sales done for lesser than the cost price. It can be a negative sales. Okay, that is the negative profit. So profit can be negative. So you can see we have some negative profits, -20,000. It is touching almost close to -20,000. Okay, thanks. Where we are able to analyze it. Fine, that's it. So you want to color those particular things, you can just do that. So I just say the line. Okay, color. I'll just say this as orange color should be good. Okay, fine. Markers, we can just have a markers. So we can do all the cosmetic works. Okay. So you want to display the data labels, yes, but it becomes too much of texty. So don't go for it. So I think that should be good enough. Okay. I can just place it. So it's just showing me how the sales are happening. Okay. For each subcategories, and the line chart is representing how they are having a profit. Next is I want to display the line chart. The line chart, I want to display all the 4-year sales. Okay. And I want that to be drilled for the month wise. So what I will do, I'll take this particular line chart. Okay. So I have a line chart here. So in this particular line chart, so I just want to add the fields here. The first thing is, yeah. So what is your x-axis and what is your y-axis? X-axis should be your date field. I'll select the order date. Okay. And I'll just get the focus so that I can easily design this. Okay. And your y-axis should be a measurable value. So I'll take the sales. Okay. So your y-axis, I will take the sales. Yeah. How the sales are happening. Okay. What are the dates? So by default, you can see it as taken the top level of hierarchy of the date. So which is actually showing this, what you say, year wise. I'll drill this. Okay, drill with the hierarchy. Within the year, each quarterly wise analysis. Within the quarter, month wise analysis. So you can see in 2018, every month wise how the sales are been growing. Okay, 2019, how the sales are been growing. So I want this to be filled. I can go with the area chart. So which is going to be a filled line chart. So which is showing with the filled options. Okay, fine. That's it. And then you want to display the trend lines. So we can go to what you say, the reference lines here. There I can just display the trend line. Yeah. Okay, add a line here. So I want to add what kind of line you want. You can just add it. So I just say, choose the type of line. I want this to be as a constant line. No, I want to add a trend line. X-axis. X-axis will be a constant line here. Okay, for a fixed date or something. So I say no, I don't want this particular thing. So fine. This is just showing like, how the sales are happening for a period of time. Okay, so let us remove all these things. So now your visuals are ready. Now the visuals are ready. Now what we will do is, for based on this, I'll add a cards. Okay, so I'll add the cards here. So when you go to the cards section, so what is the cards here? Cards are mainly used for filtering the data interactively. Okay, so now I just want to have how the category wise sales happens and things. So what do we do? So for that, we add a slicer. Okay, so I'll just include a slicer. Where is it? Yes. Okay, and I just want in the slicer, I want to add the category. Cool. I just added a category here. And when I just place this particular slicer, we have 3 categories here. So I can just place this particular thing here and I can display all the 3 categories, and we can tell the user to do a selection or deselection based on this. So as soon as you do this, you can see automatically this changes. Okay, so you want to customize this, you want to have a kind of a drop down look and all these things. Yes, we can do those particular options. So just go to the slicer settings and change this one to what is here drop down. It shows a kind of a drop down box, and from there drop down you can do a selections, which slicer you wanted, which category you wanted. So it shows accordingly. Fine. So we can have, so you can even change the font and all these things, a title and so on can be done. Yeah, fine. So this is there. Hey, now I want to add even a slicer which is showing the year-wise sales. I want to present those particular things, like how the exactly the year-wise sales are happening. So I just want to present those particular things. Okay. So in that case, so how will you do those particular things? Okay, so for that, what I will do, I'll just add another slicer here. So in the visual, so I'll just take the slicer here. Yeah. Now in the slicer, so I just will go to the order date. From there, I'll just take the year part. Yeah, it is showing this particular slices where you can select this particular year and so on. I say no, I want a kind of a tile format. Okay, so what I will do here is change the slicer settings to tile. So it is just like, tiles will be displayed because it has 4 years. No, I want to display this. Fine, cool. So I can just change this particular way. Fine. Yeah. So it just says like, what are the year. We have this particular title for this. Yes, we can change the titles and so on. Can be modified. Or rather slicer heading, which just says year. So we have a show summary here. So you can see it just says year. When I select 2019, it doesn't change the title. But in the title, I want to say this is the sales for 2019 or something. Show summary. We just enable this. So it just says, okay, this is the sales of 2019. If you just uncheck it, this is the sales of all the years. This is sales of 2021, how the sales are happening. 2022, how the sales are happening. Okay, and things. Yeah, your report is ready. This is your dashboard. So when you look into this, hey, now you want to change this background design and all these things to make this particular colorful. So you can spend a lot of time more in aligning, reducing this particular space between and so on. So proper alignments and all. Yeah, you can spend time on those particular things. Okay, I think. Now, here, I want to change the theme, the background and themes. So we can just go to this particular, what is name, view. And there we have themes here. So I'll just increase this. So we have some themes here. There are some ready-made themes here, which just shows like, how the color scalings and all has to be done. So we can just select any of these particular themes. Okay, when I select these themes, so you can see not only the image layouts and all this is changing, it is changing even the background and so on. So, okay, so we can just select from this particular itself what kind of a themes that you want to have. So you can include those things. Okay, I think this is good. So what I've just selected that. So a single contrast color or with multiple colors. So you can just go for those things. So I think this is good for me. So I'll go with this. So automatically it's been applied. Yeah, you can have a background images and all those things can be done. Yeah, so this is about creating a dashboard, okay, using the Power BI. Once you have created this dashboards, we also have a publish option. So where we can publish this and we can see it on the what is it, cloud services. So I just hit on this particular, once it is created, just hit on this particular publish. Once you publish this, so this will get published to your cloud. And from there, you can access on your what is it, app.powerbi.com, that is on your cloud based. Okay. And once there it is, you can publish this. So I'll just go to this my workspace. So we can just save this. Okay. The file name is given as dashboard. PBIX is a file. So this I'm trying to publish this dashboard to the cloud so that I can share it. So you can see it has been successfully done. Open the dashboard. This is the name of the file what I have given. Dashboard.pbix is the extension of your Power BI. So just when you click on this, you can see this will open this particular dashboard on your browser base, that is from the cloud. And from there, we can share the link and we can give it to the different end users. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see here, it's on the browser. We have got this particular reports. So this is what is your dashboard looks. And we have the various option of sharing this particular report and all these things can be done. Okay. Yeah. So this is about creating a dashboards in Power BI. So mainly a dashboard is something like having multiple visuals on a single canvas or a single panel where you can analyze the information using the different types of charts. Okay. So for the different dimensions, so you can analyze the data from the based on the different dimensions. When you see state-wise analysis, segment-wise analysis, region-wise analysis, subcategory-wise sales and profit analysis, the analysis over a period of time, we are able to see this one. And not only that, it could even have the interactive filters. Like I want to know the sales, how it has happened for a particular category or a particular date. Okay, we can filter. And not only that, so I'll let me that unfilter is. So now you see segment overall, you can see consumer has done 50% of the sales. Now, when I select this consumer, so you can see how much percentage of the sales is contributed by the consumer. You can see each region, almost 50% of the sales is done by the consumer in every region. Okay. And you can see in the subcategory also. Okay, fine. I'll just deselect this. Now, how the sales of California is being done. Okay, so when I select the California here, so California comes to the western part of United States. So you can see, oh, we don't have California in the other regions. It's only west regions. And we can see that California alone has contributed more than 50. I can say almost 60 plus. More than 60% of the sales is contributed by the California alone in the west region. Okay, and we see that almost every this one is a very good amount of sales is this is the what I said highlighted color is like the California sales. The rest of this is the rest of the states. So we have almost 50 states. Out of 50 states, one state is almost done 10% or 20% of the sales has been done by the single state. That is what we are able to analyze it. So you can see this is the California alone, how much sales has been done. Okay, so we are able to analyze that. And I want to know in California, furniture, how is the sales done? Okay, California has given almost 16.7% profit. But in California, furniture alone, the sales, how much it has been contributed. So we are able to see, okay, we are less number of sales from the consumer segment and so on. Or we can also see in 2018, how was the sales contributed. So we can see, okay, always we have seen that California has contributed more than 50% of the sales is being done. So I can just clear this, good, and click outside is gone. Yeah, so that's what. So if I say East region, so you can see, you can see in this case, map shows only for the East region. And you can see in the East region, New York has done the extremely good. When I say South region, it shows me only the sales of South region. And you can see in the South region, Florida has done a good sales and so on. So, and when I say West region, okay, obviously California is kind of outstanding. So, and we can see, okay, Washington has done a good sales contributions, but there are a lot of other states where the amount is very small. So I can say major sale is happened from the California itself. Okay. And I say West region and I'll just say corporate. So I'm trying to see the, what is say West region corporate, how much of sales has been done. by the corporate segment in the West region. And accordingly, you can see the measure is also changing. So that is what is the main advantage you get it. Okay, so this is about your dashboard. Thank you all. See you again in the next sessions.